actually turn those sour moments into opportunities for growth and genuine connection and having a relationship where it's full of development. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about nurturing relationships, how to turn sour moments into personal growth. The reason I want to talk about this is because I've had so many sour moments, but I feel like the moment I started realizing how I can transform that and use the power of these sour moments into my own personal growth, my life has completely changed. And this is not a discovery. This is just more something like you have an insight within yourself and you start to see that within every situation, whether it's with you, within yourself, or with someone else, you can actually turn that into something very powerful. So the first segment of this video, I want to talk about really understanding relationship challenges. When you have a relationship, whether it's with your friend, with your partner, with your family, with yourself, you need to start understanding that when you explore those sour moments, they become catalysts for personal growth, and it will help you to strengthen the bond between individuals, between you and yourself. But to understand relationships, you need to actually sit down and know what is the aim of the relationship. Why are you in that relationship? Is it because you're forced to be in it? Is it because you actually feel like you want to help? What can you learn from that sour moment that will make you grow? This is the important part that you need to actually start navigating once you have a sour moment in any relationship. It doesn't mean the relationship is bad. It just means that there's areas of growth. I don't like to call it weaknesses in this situation. I like to just say strength. The second segment of this growth process and understanding how to turn those sour moments is the orange juice metaphor. Imagine that every relationship is like orange juice. Bad moments, disagreements can actually make it very, very sour. And for you to actually understand what it means that this is a reason why it has turned so sour, this helps you actually kind of work backwards to know how to go forward. So the metaphorical journey of this understanding of the orange juice, it's like, how do I make this sweeter? How can I go forward and actually make this change into a more beautiful, blossoming experience rather than actually taking it into a bad experience and making it such a horrifying time for you, and you can actually make it sweeter. So this would actually make a more fulfilling connection, and it will bring your self-awareness and will make you very, very emotionally intelligent, which brings me to my next point. The third, as mentioned earlier, self-awareness is one of them. Having empathy is one of them, and having effective communication is embracing your emotional intelligence. So once you start having those sour conversations with yourself or with anyone who you're in a relationship with, you will start to understand that you're actually becoming stronger. You're becoming more emotionally intelligent, which is much more needed because if you're an emotional person that just bursts out, you're missing on the opportunity of absorbing what this situation could have made you grow. And that's why people who are highly emotionally intelligent are people who grow fast, who learn fast as well. So just understanding that you need to have empathy with yourself, reflection, but I'll talk about it more in that point. Focusing on effective communication and emotional intelligence is very important. This brings me to my next segment, is cultivating self-reflection. It is very important not to just look at yourself in the mirror every day. I need you to actually write it down. Don't underestimate the power of writing things down. Write how much you've grown. Write how much you need to grow. Write what your goals are, your objectives. Sit with yourself and start to examine your triggers. Examine what are the biases that you have. Like, why are you always, for example, having a discussion or going back and forth on a specific point with different people? Like, are you having a biased perspective? These are just self-reflection methods that you can use, and looking at the patterns of your behavior in general with people, or whether you're like contributing to sour moments in relationships. How does it work? Are you reflecting enough? Are you looking at yourself and asking yourself these questions? So through guided exercises, self-reflection, meditation, looking within you, you will start to grow out of it and start to embrace your journey by self-reflection, and that is the only way you will go forward. When we explore the relationships in our lives and our personal growth and a relationship within ourselves, we start to discover things that delve into the transformative power within us. And the problem is, when you think about relationships with yourself and with other people, you start to discover that you can actually turn sour moments into something that would nurture you in your future. The next segment is actually having communication that nurtures growth. I know I touched a little bit about it earlier in effective communication, but you need to understand within any relationship, whether it's with you With other people, you need to be actively listening. You need to be engaging. You need to have assertive expressions and having like a non-violent communication. Like, be very disciplined in terms of how you respond and how you listen. Listen first before you try to bias perspective. As mentioned earlier, when you're trying to embrace this emotional intelligence, before you respond, listen. Before you actually talk, understand. So having those communications with other people, and whether it's a sour moment or not, we can actually create a safe and supportive environment for ourselves and for the people who are in a relationship with us, which will encourage this personal growth within us and have the communication that nurtures growth. The next point I want to talk about is embracing vulnerabilities. Share your dreams, share your goals, share everything you feel like will make you grow. Insecurities with the people you love. And it has to be people you trust. And trust needs to start with zero when you had just met the person. Trust needs to be earned. Don't just have trust credits because a person went to a specific school or they come from a specific family. No, with everyone, it has to start from zero. So I know sometimes we don't practice what we preach, but we need to understand that having the ability to know who to trust is a talent and a gift and a skill that you can grow over time, which will help you to become more, to embrace your vulnerabilities with this person. In this point, you can actually turn those sour moments into opportunities for growth and genuine connection and having a relationship where it's full of development. Segment 7 I want to talk about here is forgiveness and healing. It is very important to understand that relationships cannot thrive without forgiveness and healing. If you don't forgive yourself, for example, you will not be able to move on from it. It will always linger at the back of your head. And it's very important to understand that for us to move on in our relationships and have to forgive someone, it's a very powerful thing to do. It makes you a strong person, not a weak person. So I think that it's also important to understand that, sometimes we have to have the power of letting go. For us to let go for ourselves, of our relationships, or through forgiveness, through, releasing the bitterness of the past conflicts that we had, it's very important. And just making that room for personal growth and resilience and just having a stronger bond with each other is very important. Last but not least, understand that there's a ripple effect around us. If you really, for example, after this video, you started turning your sour conversations into personal growth in a relationship, just remember that you can actually help someone else positively. And there's a power of sharing knowledge, because now you can gain other people's opinion and their insights. So please let me know if you have any more tips on how to turn sour conversations into nurturing relationships, and I'll see you on my next video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.